Welcome to Gat Chat. I'm excited because we have the one and only Peasy with us today, and he's got some guns. He's got some really cool pieces, specifically this super tricked out Springfield Prodigy that I really want to talk about. It's I saw it more recently, and I was just like, dude, can we talk about that? So I'm excited to do that. And of course, I just want to just quick housekeeping. If you guys are enjoying this version of what we're doing here on the Gun Club channel with the GAT chats, with the costly conversations, with some of the other conversations, we're thinking about doing some gear focused stuff. What are we going to call that? Gear talk, gear chat. You decide. What should we call that? Just talking about gear, talk about magazines, talk about lights, talk about medicals. What should we call that? Anyways, getting back to it, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you're listening on podcast, we're going to try to do our best to make sure that your experience is enjoyable and not at all frustrating. So we're going to do our best to explain exactly what it is that we are showing and telling. You know, GAT Chat is pretty much show and tell, but if you're on the audio side, we're going to make sure that you have an enjoyable experience. That said, we've been talking for like a minute straight. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Bro, welcome to the show. Good to have you on,
What's up,
man.
man?
Peasy, the man himself. What you got for us, man?
Man, I got the Springfield Prodigy, that 4.25 inch, and then I got a few other handguns that we can discuss on here.
Okay, so
Got
let's spend a solid 5 minutes talking about that Springfield Prodigy because that's what's exciting to me. That you've got some cool guns, bro. But that Prodigy, I know you put some work into it. Let's talk about it.
yeah. It just started off as just a regular Prodigy that you would just see in a gun store, and you know how Rocky Springfield's release with the Prodigy was, but honestly, I didn't really have that many issues with mine. But I went ahead and changed out a few parts anyway, only because I actually shoot a lot, and I just hear a lot about how mem internals don't really last as long as something like from EGW or Atlas Gun Works. So most of the parts in here have been dememmed. We got the EGW ignition kit in here. Got the stainless hammer, the
So
EGW.
the ignition kit. What does the ignition kit comprise of?
It comprises of a hammer. I'm trying to think. A mainspring. It comes with a leaf spring as well, but my gunsmith actually didn't use the one from EGW. I guess he had problems fitting that, so he just went ahead and tuned the leaf spring that came with my gun out of the factory. And really, the ignition kit it helps you get just a lighter trigger pull. Really, the ignition kit is really just a trigger job, and then plus whatever trigger that you want to put in your gun.
Okay, fair, fair, fair.
Mm-hmm.
So you were talking. I know you went to the back strap. Did you change something out on the back or?
Uh, yeah. So the Springfield Prodigy actually comes with a polymer mainspring housing. I just went ahead and just swapped that out with the an EGW mainspring housing unit. Something made out of metal just gives the gun a little more weight down on the grip. It's not really nothing you really notice, but I just felt having a stainless steel mainspring housing would just be better than something made out of plastic. So
I mean, I like the logic. That seems very reasonable to say metal is a little bit more durable than plastic or polymer. I, I don't see an issue with that. So, what
yeah,
did you change in
definitely.
this gun that you felt like really changed its overall feel, like gave you a better advantage? Like if you had to go toe to toe with another Prodigy, what gives you the edge?
Definitely the safeties on here. So these are Atlas carry safeties. These are high ride safeties. So basically, the way you shoot a 2011, you just ride the safety with your thumb. And the way the Atlas safeties are designed is that it's a high rise, so your thumb is really up there on the slide of the gun, along with your thumb on your support hand. It just gives you better control of the gun, just better stabilization, recoil stabilization.
Excellent. I mean, control of the gun is super important. You got to get a good grip. Everything starts with the grip. I mean, stance is one thing, but if you don't have a decent grip on the gun, you're not gonna do anything. You're actually gonna induce
Yeah, grip.
malfunctions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, grip either makes or breaks your experience at the range. So,
Absolutely,
on a
absolutely.
1911, especially, a grip is something that you really need to master. Like when you like when I dry fire at home, like I'm still getting in the hang of getting that perfect grip every time I take that gun out. So there might be moments like where my hand isn't really on the grip safety, so the gun won't fire. It's just something that I got to work around with. The more I practice, the more I get in the hang of it because I come from Glocks and I'm just used to carrying a 19X really.
So, how long would you say you've had the Prodigy?
It's been around like at least 7 or 8 months. Like at least 4 or 5 of those months were with my gunsmith. And the reason it took so long is because I kept really adding on things that I wanted him to do. Like at first, I never really got these Atlas thumb safeties, but then I was like, I didn't really like the safeties that came with the Prodigy. Like the way like the factory safeties are designed, it has like a little point at the end, and it would just dig. It would dig on my thumb. It just got really uncomfortable. Like it was just a lot of pain shooting this gun when flicking the safety.
Yeah, yeah. That obviously that could be really frustrating. There's a lot of little guns out there that have little tiny safeties that I'm not entirely sure how people feel like they can draw this micro handgun, deactivate the safety, and then present out, or as they're deactivating, presenting out, or presenting out, and then deactivate. Like what? I don't carry guns with safeties. You know, so I don't even know what the process is. But with a 2011 1911, it's a little bit more straightforward. It's a large safety. As you're presenting, you can click it down, and it's a little bit more
Really,
straightforward.
it's
Say,
really out there. Like not really looking for the safety at all. It just feels natural on a 1911.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, I would say so. Now, for those who are watching or listening, rather, let's describe the color scheme, the obvious parts. I see you have a light, you have an optic.
Mhm.
You changed up the look a little bit. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I wanted to go with a tuxedo look. So it's just a blacked out gun with some stainless steel parts. I don't know. I just think black and silver is really clean. It's really simple.
I mean, it's super
And
clean.
actually, this gun has the Cerakote on here is actually refinished. I didn't really like the look of the factory Cerakote. It was just I don't know. It didn't have no flair to it. But this one, it's a little more matte black. It's a little more reflective against light as well. Sometimes in pictures, I can see the safeties actually reflect on that Cerakote. It's just I don't know. It's just a really clean gun, man. It's just looking really good.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it's got a little bit of gloss in that matte finish. I would say it's more like a medium gloss rather than like a full matte. Obviously, I mean, towards the front of the gun, you got the X300 Turbo, Trigicon on top, the SRO. You know, big
Mm-hmm.
money optic. I see you, bro. The the if people know what these guns look like, the Prodigy, the staccatos, the bull barrel is like a chrome on the inside, so the chrome on the barrel matches the chrome on the
Yeah,
trigger.
let me give them a better look of that. That's the
Yeah,
bull
yeah,
barrel.
it's even ported.
Thick, thick barrel, two C's.
I mean, it's like cold oatmeal. Freaking, what are we doing? But
But yeah,
who
the
ported the
ports.
barrel?
You've heard of Magnaport?
No, I have not. Where are they out of?
Yeah, they've just been in the game for a really long time. They were actually porting handguns before porting really got popular. Just
Nice.
look up a man named Ken Kelly. He's the owner of Magnaport. He's just been doing it for a really long time. He picked up the business after his father passed away. I think his
Mm.
name was Larry Kelly. Yeah, Larry. I believe it was Larry. Larry Kelly. Yeah. But yeah, Magnaport is just a business that that's been going on for a really long time. Like porting isn't the only thing that they do. They're also a gunsmithing shop, and I know that they work on revolvers a lot. They get a lot of revolvers and do a lot of custom work on those
Would you
too.
say that's their specialty, or what's Magnaport? I'm actually looking them up right now.
Well, Magnaport, I say porting is their specialty.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hmm.
Yeah, I see. I just pulled up what I think is their website or something,
Yeah,
and they've got a
their
lot of
website
revolvers.
is like they
Huh?
haven't changed it in like a long time.
They haven't changed it since dial-up. My God, this thing looks terrible.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, bro.
You give them a call. Like the website doesn't really do it like that, but
It, it's hard because obviously if you're like kind of a mom and pop operation, or if you're like especially skilled in what you do, and all your time and energy goes into doing the work, that and you're getting good business, it's like, why the heck would I worry about updating a website when it's got the things that we need? But yeah, those ports look good. Do you feel like it really helps trap those or get the gases out the way, help it shoot a little flat air, or is it really just kind of a style thing at this point?
I mean, yeah, it does help it. It does help it reduce a little recoil. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most effective porting out there,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, a 2011 is already flat, so I wasn't really that interested in chunk ports at all.
Yeah,
I just wanted something that was just a little more simplistic, and I like these ports because they remind me of the Atlas Aries. Like, there's an option on their website where you can have your Aries ported, and it kind of looks just like Magnaport. It's a trapezoidal porting, but it's upside down, I believe. It just reversed it.
nice. So let's get back to the front of the gun. So we talked about the ports and the barrel and the ultra thick boy that the barrel is. Talking about frozen peanut butter, and then the light option. You got the X300. What is that? The Ultra.
Yeah, it's the Ultra, not the Turbo.
Why did we choose the X300? Because that's an expensive light, $200-300 depending on when you got it, where you got it. Uh,
Yeah,
why do we choose? Why do we choose
like
the Surefire?
honestly, I chose it. I chose it because of the weight. I mean, having a heavy light on your gun, it really helps with more control as well. I mean, that's just just a little, what is it? Just another boost, like a little advantage, really.
Sure. Now I have heard some people complain that depending on the platform, you can create balance issues. That's why some people go for smaller lights, and some people go for bigger lights, and then they replace the battery with like a tungsten block because they want to add even more weight to give themselves more advantage. But then it's like, okay, like what are we doing? Yeah.
I mean, it really just matters on personal preference as well. I mean, brand loyalty really is a thing in the gun community.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I'm
Who
not
you
gonna,
telling?
yeah.
Who you telling?
But it's just really like a matter. It's just a personal preference. I mean, do you want a light that sticks out? You know, that'll protect your gun from going out of battery in case if you have an assailant and you want to get that gun on them or something. Like if you have a light on your gun, it's not gonna go out of battery since it hangs way over the barrel.
Yeah, it definitely should
But then
not.
there's
If
people
if you ran into that issue, I'm concerned. What did you do?
right, but there's also people, that would just prefer to have a light that's more flush.
Hmm.
So, for example, people like stream lights because they're just smaller of a light. But I heard that the Holosun PID actually really works on the Prodigy. It's really flush. I mean, you can just stand a gun up. You can just stand a gun up like this. I mean, and it'll just stand there on its own.
Right.
But
I've not tried the
lights are just.
PID yet, but if we get one in, I'll let the people know. Have you gotten a chance to run a PID?
I haven't, but I've known quite a few people who ran a PID on their Prodigies.
Hmm.
So, hmm
Hey.
I mean, they said, yeah, I know a guy. His name is John Wick 2.0. He
Oh
said the
yeah. I
PID.
know him.
Yeah, he said the PID was made for this Prodigy when he did his overview on his build.
Yeah. Actually, that's my dude. Love me some John Wick 2.0. I think
Yeah, he's solid, bro. He's
yeah,
a good
he's a
one.
solid dude. You can just tell, like, some people have the right, like, good energy. And I don't even like to get into, like, energies and whatnot, but, like, he's got good energy. Like, he's genuinely
Yeah,
trying to be helpful in this space. So I
yeah,
love that.
definitely.
Love that. I got to bring him on and let him talk about his prodigy. And maybe we bring you both on. You can do a duel or like a little battle. Like, and my prodigy's got the mem parts. Well, why'd you want mem parts?
That would make good content.
I mean, it might, but we got to get you guys. What we got to do is get you guys both out to the range and really like compare the two. You know what I mean? That's what we got to
Oh
do.
yeah.
So let's talk about Trigicon SRO. It's a competition optic on your carry gun or home defense gun. What is this?
Carry gun, yeah.
Okay. So what makes you so bold as to put a competition optic that's not rated for being dropped like that? Don't drop your gun, bro.
Like what they say about Olight. Um,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just take good care of my stuff.
Yeah,
I've never really I've never dropped my gun like that, so it's not really a concern of mine, really.
yeah, fair. Now with that, I'm like, okay, you went bougied out with the gun. You got the $300 light, $800 optic. Depends on where you buy it, when you buy it. Obviously, it's a high dollar gun. Was that the goal? You said tuxedo. This is the tuxedo gun. Like, if I'm going out to a fancy dinner, this is the gun I'm carrying. Like, leave the Glock at home. This is the gun. Like, I'm dressing up. I'm putting on my nice shoes. Is
Yeah.
that what this build is? Is like, hey, this is my money build.
When I meant by when I meant by tuxedo, I meant like just like
The color
black,
scheme.
like
Yes.
black and silvered out. But
Yeah.
yeah, on a good day, like this is something that I'll definitely carry. But like if I'm just feeling lazy and don't want to carry something heavy, I'll definitely carry this. So
Which is the Glock